Students, the last class we discussed about the xerophytes, what is morphological adaptation. So in the botany today we can see what is the morphological adaptation in leaves. Leaves are generally leathery and shiny to reflect light and heat. So leaves is very important. It only reflect the light and heat. In some plants like Euphorbia, Acacia, Ziziphus and Capparis, the stipules are modified into spines. Stipules are modified into spines. Okay, spine means you know that no. So the entire leaves are modified into spines only in the Apnesia. So it is only for the reduce the scales. So next we go for the anatomical adaptation. So anatomical adaptation means multi-layer epidermis with a heavy cuticle. So it will, what is the purpose for that? It prevent the water loss in the transpiration time. Okay, hypodermis. So hypo means water, dermis means skin, is well developed with the splenoenchymatous tissues. Only it is a well developed in splenoenchymatous tissue. Next, so sunken shaped stomata are present only in the lower epidermis, the hair in the shrunken pits. Next, scotoactive type of stomata found in only succulent plants only. So vascular bundles are well developed with a several layer bundle sheath. So vascular bundle means nothing but it's a xylem and phloem cells present in the that only we call as a vascular bundle. Mesophile is well differentiated into the palisade and the spanchy parenchyma cells. So in the stems possess a water storage region only. See this diagram, it is a TS of nerium leaf structure, transverse section, thick cuticle up and multi-layer epidermis. So next is the palisadic parenchyma cells. Next is parenchyma, spongy parenchyma cells, stomata and God cells are present. God cells in you are studying in 10th standard. The God cell is very important. So in this God cell present in the leaves and a pit. This is the cavity. So next has and lower epidermis cuticle. So this is the normally present in that. So what is that morphological adaptation? This. So in that separated later wing portion, we can show the later upper epidermis. So water storage cell, this only the place we will show in blue color, no, that only water storage place, palisada parenchyma and spongy parenchyma. So the down they are applied in this palisada parenchyma and spongy parenchyma cells. Okay, next physiological adaptation. Most of the physiological processes are designed to reduce transpiration. So transpiration, how we will be controlled, because overly transpiration happen means the water resolution is very low for the plants. The plants, how can they alive? Because of the water only it prepare food and everything. So water is very important for them. So it is very important for the reduce the transpiration. So it is most of the physiological processes are designed to the reduce transpiration only. Then only other physiological activity will do that. Okay, life cycle is completed with a short period only. So next to mesophytes. It is a moderate condition, maybe it is a wet or dry, it is not a problem for that. So that plant which are living in moderate condition, any condition it will be living means that plant we call it as a mesophyte plants, middle, meso means middle. They are common land plants, example maize and hibiscus. You know very well about the maize and hibiscus. So what are the morphological adaptation the maize and hibiscus? What is that having? Why they will be alive in for wet or dry, no problem at all. Why we call it as a mesophytes? Because this adaptation it having, then only we call it as this is the mesophytes plants. Okay, morphological root system is well developed with the root caps and root hairs. So here root system is well developed and root caps and root hairs are present. Stems are generally aerial, stout and highly branched. Leaves are generally large, broad, thin with different shapes. Okay, next to go for the morphological, next to go for the anatomical adaptation. So outside what are the adaptation having we studied. Next anatomical adaptation. Cuticle is aerial part are moderately developed. So well developed stomata generally present in both the epidermis. Okay, mesophile is well differentiated palisade and spongy parenchyma. Vascular and mechanical tissue are fairly developed, well differentiated. So this is the anatomical adaptation. Next physiological adaptation. All physiological processes are here normal only. Okay, temporarily wilting takes place at room temperature when there is a water scarcity. Which time it is taking the temperature from the wilting takes, no. So water scarcity, water problem is happen at that time. So most probably it's a summer time only. Okay, so next tropophytes. What do you mean by tropophytes? It's a plants which behave as xerophytes at summer and behave as a mesophytes or hydrophytes during the rainy season. So it's changing the characters, no. So that plant only we call as a tropocytes plants only. So which behave as xerophytes at summer. Summertime it is act like a xerophytes and the mesophytes and hydrophytes when we are changing that because of in the rainy season. This type of plants we call it as a tropophytes. Okay, next epiphytes. Epiphytes are plants which group perched other animals, supporting plants. It is not a standing in alive. It is need the supported. Okay, they use the supporting plants only as shelter. So that type of plants only we call it as epiphytes. And they need another support, others supported. Okay, so for what purpose? Water for food supply and shelter, everything they can use. These epiphytes are commonly seen in tropical rainforest area only. Example, what for this type of plants is orchid, lignase, hanging mosses and a money plant. You see, very well know about that money plant. In your home also many of them having money plant. So this is depending this plant we go coming under the category of this plant coming under the category of the epiphytes. Okay, so this is the epiphytes of plants. Money plant, you see the money plant in your home and take it out that plant leaf and see that in the rainy season, now it is a rainy season now, this time it will be well developed. So before that and all it's not developed properly. Okay, so this is the we studied in this. So next class we will see other